Folks, we are live. Welcome to Gamers Health. I am Eric Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR, and with me, as every Saturday night. Good way to spend our Saturday nights. I will say that.
Mhm.
Well, if people aren't dying in my backyard, it's kids playing basketball. I'm just saying. With me is
It's quite a game.
it's my lovely wife, Rach. Yeah,
Hello.
we don't have the
Mm.
backyard karaoke tonight. The
Yeah, I
Filipinos.
wonder what's going on. Maybe they're just gonna start late.
Yeah, it's very upsetting. My heart clamped. I don't understand where they're going. What happened? Don, good to see you. Thank you for joining us. By the way, I got my hair cut especially for this occasion. Joke, but I did get my hair cut
I need to get my hair cut because
because what you got too much hairs.
no, I've got some dead ends.
Um, I just had what we would affectionately
In due
call
time, though.
stubble pita hair, and
Maybe they don't know the reference to it.
yeah, it's okay. Just I hard to even explain. It's like every other nationality has like
It's like a
children's
Grimm's thing.
yeah, it's like a Grimm's thing on a level of
Very dark German,
yeah, not even humorous.
fire and brimstone kind of.
Ik wil niet essen. Ik wil niet essen. It's like the kid that wouldn't eat. And each panel just shows him getting smaller and thinner until he's gone. Strubble.
Oh, and what about the one where the little girl sets fire to the house?
Oh, Jesus. This,
To teach you not to play with fire, she burnt the whole house down.
yeah,
Oopsie.
das Feuer ist nicht gut. So, yes, TXG, actually, we're doing pretty good.
Thank God.
Yes, by God's grace. But, yeah, no, I needed to get my hair cut. In all honesty, I hadn't gotten my hair cut since right before North Texas RPG Con last year. So I got it cut the end of May, beginning of June, and it was out of control. And I got to renew my retired ID. I know it's kind of strange, right? You have to renew an ID from your old job that says you're retired.
This July would be 2 years since my last haircut. But then again, you know what? You're trying to grow it out, whatever.
So, Rach, when you get your haircut,
Hmm.
like I know when I got my haircut, I was looking at all that gray falling off, but I mean, like, how much are they going to cut off your hair?
I don't know. Often when I go, it's like 2 inches.
Okay, not too shabby. I'm just curious.
Yeah, just to make it cleaned up and you know, you know, so that it's all healthy.
So it's not all just all flopping around there, just
Yeah, so
causing
it's not all
trouble.
frayed out at the end.
Fair enough, darling. Fair enough.
And yeah, it's a lot of hair, so you see a lot on the floor. But they're always very careful to make sure they come several times to sweep them.
Because we might get buried underneath all this hairs.
Yes, in the Irish salons where I used to go, where when I lived in Woodlawn, often they'd have me stand up because I had long hair. I've for most of for a lot of my adult life, I've had longer hair.
Right.
So they have you stand up because they have to like pump you up very high in the chair, and I'm a short
Right.
lady. So this way, if they don't have a pump on their chair, they might ask you to stand. And so it's funny. Like I'll be in like other like more froofy salons, and I'll be like, "Oh, do you need me to stand?" They're like, "No,
Stand? We could have you lie down.
That's not good customer service.
We'd have you lie down.
You know what? Whatever gets the job done."
Don, I don't have to worry about haircuts. There you go. And the Elk of Antioch is in.
Yay!
Hail Lord Zeno and hail Princess Rachel.
Hail.
Long may they reign over us all. Uh, gosh, I think maybe we're fully recovered from our son Chris visiting for a week. Now it's been a week and a half. Do you think we're recovered?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm just wondering.
No, this was a quicker recovery than the usual.
Oh my god! So we've actually had a little mini vacation without being on vacation because our niece is up in the Poconos with our parents, and she's having a blast. She's having a really good
That's a
time.
beautiful thing.
So it's really really awesome.
Well, they like shopping. She likes shopping.
Yeah, I don't like
I love shopping.
I know. I could drop the two of you off and just sit in the car in the AC and just.
Yeah, but somebody needs to be the voice of reason.
Too much
No, 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 you don't need that. Why are you looking at that?
too much responsibility. What if I'm not there to be the voice of reason? What then? What then? Rapunzel, Rapunzel,
Yeah,
whip them your
generally it's like if
hair.
she asks for, I'm like, yeah, sure, often, but
Yeah, I
like
know.
other times it's like, no, none of us are having anything.
No, no, Uncle
Not you,
said.
not me, none of us.
Uncle said no. Yeah,
Mhm.
I am usually the one that's in that position.
Yeah.
What did Uncle say? Uncle's an asshole.
Nah,
No, possibly sometimes.
I can be an ass.
Yeah, we all can be an ass.
Yeah.
So, all right, so let's think of some of the updates that are going. Oh, hi, Sadie. Is your mother's phone in your way?
No, I just hop right over it.
Okay. So, all right. So now I've been on what you call it? What's that new
It
medication?
is called
Glimepiride.
glimepiride.
Glimepiride. So glimepiride has it's for type 2 diabetes. It's a blood sugar med, and um, I sh- I was a little curious when my doc said, "Hey, it's an old school med," which is great. And old school means generic, which means you're not paying.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, you're not seeing the
You don't have to pay for it because it's on patent. Your
yeah.
insurance will cover more of it.
Yeah, it was like $6 for like 90 pills. I was like, holy shit, not used to that. But he made a point of saying, take it in the morning, take it with breakfast with food, and I was like, because I was like, I thought maybe you take it at night to balance off. I get
No.
well, no, we figured that out. And I don't take it at night, by the way. I do take it in the morning. I take it with our breakfast. And I guess it takes a while to build up in your system. 'Cause we've noticed that my blood sugar has been, you know, I guess dipping more, but it's getting to the point where it's almost like I'm on one of the injectables because last night my blood sugar dropped down to, excuse me, well, went under 70, so I got up and had a juice box.
Yeah, and it went
Uh,
off a few times.
but it went off with the special beep, and the special beep is when your blood sugar goes under 55. And I was like, I heard that, and I went, huh? And I was like, I just got up and had. And by the way,
And oddly, that's a lower tone.
yeah,
It's a softer tone than the regular one where it's
yeah,
like 69 or something.
yeah. And I got up and I had another juice box and another fruit bar, and I was like, all right, that should do it. And then I checked like 15 minutes later, wasn't even moving. I had to munch on some candy and have some juice. And then, of course, it still slowly went up, but it slowly went up to like 160. It went finally. It got adjusted, but my blood sugar has been getting lows. We've had lows during the day now,
Mhm.
and my doc had mentioned that we may have to adjust the dose. This is before he gave it to me to half a pill.
Right, because it's potent.
Apparently, it's pretty potent. So I am adjusted to it. It's not a medication that makes me nauseous like the injectables did.
Thank God.
It's much cheaper than the injectables. So I just gotta your body has to adjust to a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, there is a worry about like, you know, I think they're finding a lot of stuff out about like the Ozempics and the, that stuff. Like you see online about how like they'll talk about an Ozempic personality, how like sometimes people feel like it changes their personality to be more depressive.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, like Wegovy, what a stupid name, but
Mhm.
Wegovy is Ozempic, literally the same thing, but sold for weight loss. But now,
Which is like the Weight Watchers clinic, the Weight Watchers program
uh,
has changed to the, I guess, weight management clinics.
well,
So they have doctors now, I guess, that
oh,
prescribe
but it
um
right,
these
but if
medications.
your insurance plan doesn't cover it, you're
Yeah.
still
Oh yeah.
you're still kind of
Screwed.
yeah, you're raked over the coals. But um, Wegovy now is going to be approved.
CMS approved it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. They've done the studies to show that it helps to prevent and I believe treat congestive heart failure, which I find amazing. Being that when I was on an injectable, my heart rate was up by about I don't know 14, 15 beats a minute, my resting heartbeat. So I am for I guess everything works differently on different people,
Yes.
but it's going to become another one of the drugs that
Another one of those pillars.
those pillars and
5 pillars now.
yeah and
Right? We
yeah
have 4 pillars.
it was 4 pillars now it's going to be five, but I guess anything. The more they use it, the more they find out things have more uses than they thought. Right?
Which is great.
Yeah, like the like the Rogaine that my father gave me for my hair loss.
Which I was
Uh,
gonna scoop up because I was afraid of hair loss from the medicine they gave me for the cancer.
mhm.
But it says only for men. So I was like, oh man, let me not mess with it. Maybe it'll make me
only
blood
on
ball.
there on there for men's Rogaine.
I'll talk to the oncological dermatologist.
Gave her a lifetime supply of shampoo, and I say that for a woman who uses a lifetime of shampoo every time she
Well,
washes her
no,
hair.
no, I don't use that shampoo like that because shampoo can be very drying. So I shampoo once a week,
Uh,
and then yes, I'm doing night. You saw me with a wet head last week. Um, yeah, so I do it once a week, and then like what you see is probably maybe because I have a backlog of shampoo from other time, but
she collects shampoos. I
I
mean,
keep a lot of conditioner because my hair eats conditioner, a lot of it.
a
It
lot of
needs
it
it
need
needs a lot of
feed me,
conditioner.
Seymour,
Yes, that's what
feed
it
me.
is. It's good.
The Oak of Antioch. I have to get serious about losing weight on Ozempic. I've been bouncing between 240 and 259 for 6 months now. If I drop to a healthy weight again, I might be able to get off medication.
Oh my god, that's exciting.
Excuse me, we actually had pizza for dinner. We had pizza for dinner because my blood sugar's been. I was like, I can sleep through the night. TXG. I'm bald, but sometimes I get lazy and let it grow in. I have to admit, I hope the baldness was just a phase, but it
Oh,
never is. Um, my hair looks darkerish when I
mhm.
get it cut.
Yes.
If darkerish is the proper phrase for that, but in a way, I'm like Samson. It's like he gets his hair cut, he loses his powers.
Oh,
Uh,
forget it. That's how I feel. Like, oh God, I'm
you
so
know,
guilty.
so I literally a new. When I was a kid, we used to have barbershops, and even maybe as recently as I don't know 5 years ago, I had a barber shop around here. Barbershops are much harder to find. I got to drive for a barbershop. Now you
And
get
there are barbers in there.
eh, they do things beyond what a barber would do. And I'm just saying they do the. I saw the guy get like the sides shaved and his hair spiked,
Right.
and I'm like, there ain't no fucking barber I know does that thing. But they did a good job, and they didn't rake me over the coals for prices. So basically, what I paid my local barber last year, so I had to pay extra because I had long hair.
Oh my god, I can't believe that they did that to you.
I had to pay extra
That
for
is sick.
paid extra for long
Cause
hair. It doesn't make a difference. It's all fucking coming off when you cut it.
yeah, in the Dominican salons, they will sometimes charge me extra. They're like, "You got a lot of hair, mama. We gotta charge you a little bit extra." And it's like, okay, whatever,
You know.
because you've already agreed to like do it.
Yeah.
You know,
Like
we're doing this,
you can't walk out
and
half.
then like it's like okay, so they I've taken it out of his ponytail, and they're able to see
They
the
went,
extent of what they
oh,
have to do.
hey,
Okay.
mama. Oh, yeah. Wow, that's a lot of
Yeah, they
hair.
take it up. They're like, "Ay, Dios."
That's a lot of hair, lady. That's a lot of hairs. Um, TXG, I've thought about going to a dermatologist and get it permanently removed. The shaving thing sucks. I,
Oh, like laser hair removal for
it's probably
oh,
easier than hair plugs going the other way.
probably
It's like I wouldn't.
probably less painful too. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. Don, losing hair never bothered me. Um, I mean, honestly, I guess I don't know. I have a widow's peak or whatever I listen. There is like a thinning out patch. I'm 50 fucking 7. I got a thinning out patch.
You're 56.
All right, I'm gonna be 57. Sorry, you're right. Thank you. I
I'm like, oh
list.
my god, I just started to become my dad.
You're not that old yet.
He'd always claim the year after the next year.
I was doing the math in my head, and
I was
I
like,
was like, I was born in 67. In any case,
you still have a few months.
I'm 56.
Don't
I
rush
still
it.
have this much hair left. I'm not worried. I don't think the Rogaine is something that I need to really obsess about because I actually thought that I was gonna have to start uh Grecian formula to men's
Darken?
to men's hair
Does
dye.
Grecian formula darken
Yeah,
it?
it darkens your
Okay.
hair. I thought I was gonna be doing the
And now you could see down there. They do all kind of dyeing down in
I
the where you went the other day. It might be a female that does it, but you know.
yeah. Hobbs, the best barbers are the ones that finish cleanup with a straight razor. So few of those barbers left these days.
Yeah.
Dude, I love the straight razor, and at the same time, it makes my heart go a little. It's like the Grinch. My heart will skip a beat because I'm like, oh shit, there's a straight razor to my neck. Oh,
Yeah, no, and you're on blood thinner, so fuck that shit.
I'm saying, but yes,
You're not allowed.
I used to have a barber that would do the straight razor and do that little touch up, and when you came out, one time he gave me, I got a full shave from him. Oh my god, it was really nice. But yeah, they won't do it. I mean, I went my other barber, the barber shop I've been going to since my local barber closed. They asked me if I wanted a shave and a haircut, and I was like, "This is not this hair year, the year before." And I was like, "All right," because shave always meant, you know, straight razor. You're gonna get yourself fucking electric razor. I could do that
Oh,
shit at
okay.
home. All right, not for nothing. I was like, this is kind of lame.
I mean,
It
was it a good shave?
was a good shave, but I could do that. I mean, all right, it shaped up my goatee, which I've trimmed it so much you almost don't even see the goatee. But yeah, no, but ain't the same. Don, laugh out loud. I am 56. Embrace it, Eric.
Mm.
Be happy with your whole self. I am happy with my whole. By the way, there are winners and there are losers. You're sitting down with two winners.
Oh
I
yeah.
we should be going to it. Oh oh, see, Rachie, we should tomorrow.
Real
We,
man.
we should go to Aqueduct and play the slot machines. Probably not, but
Oh, at Resource World.
yeah, Resource World because uh, I could put good money after bed. Oh, actually, Rach, we could do the Fallout pose. You know, the thumbs up.
Oh yeah.
So actually, though, I think he was doing this finger from the thing, but whatever, whatever. Yeah, the Mighty Hub, Sweeney Todd visions, exactly. You know, but there is nothing like getting a straight. I miss it. I certainly miss it. But yeah, no, I was glad I got my haircut, and what I pay. I don't know what your prices are for your haircuts. Yeah, men across the country and across the continent. But when I got my haircut last year, and I got charged extra, I think the base price was 35, and they charged me 40. And then you got to leave a tip after that. I mean, I remember. All right, I'm going to age myself. When I was in the academy and I was getting my haircut every 2 weeks, I was paying. Oh, and I was getting a straight razor uh, to the face. That was $7. I was leaving in $3 tip to the owner, so it was $10 every 2 weeks.
Hmm.
Yeah, there's a reason why you only get your hair cut once or twice a year. They charge too much, but no, this place was better though. Place charged me 27 for a very nice haircut, and I was like, wow, I could be very generous and leave a $13 tip.
Yeah, I'm
Not
curious how much the women's cuts are.
don't know. So I wound up leaving,
Because I found one that has
40.
$40. It was like $40 for like the wash, cut, and blowout.
Yeah,
And then of course I always buy the products, like
That's
whatever
it.
they recommend. I'm like, yeah,
It's gonna be
I'll
bangs.
take
They
it.
cut your
But
bangs,
it was
right? You
more.
got so much fucking hair. They're gonna go in and they're gonna be like, either holy shit, or they're gonna start counting. One with, let's see how many extra upcharges we can hit on this one. Can you upcharge this? I'd like to upcharge. How much of an upcharge can you get? So yeah, no, that's just the little things. So yeah, Rach was talking about getting a haircut, and I I
I went
needed it.
down.
I needed it. Okay, I was at the point. Again,
Maybe I'll do it this week.
I have to
Then.
get
I don't
an
know.
ID picture taken.
Or next.
That's gonna
Next week.
last for the next 8 years. I was like, I can't look like the I can't look like that long haired hippie I was looking like. I was paying 25 now. It'd be 20, but I get a flat top, which is extra, which is up after COVID. Pre COVID, it was like 16. Yeah. Pre and post COVID pricing on almost
Mm.
anything is night and day. So before we go into our main topic of discussion, so Rach and I, we do food shopping. We prepare a lot of our own food and all that stuff. So we went food shopping today. We haven't gone in just under 2 weeks. I think it's just under 2 weeks or just under 2 weeks. And we spent under 200.
It's like 180 something.
Right. Which usually for us, going every week and a half or so,
It would be about that.
it'll be above 200.
Mm.
Yeah, it'll be above 200. But now we rotate our shopping through essentially three different stores because depending on what you're
Stop
getting,
and Shop, Lidl, um, and then we're incorporating Trader Joe because we just love some of their stuff so
yes,
much. And then Well, 4, and then like every few months we'll go to Costco.
Yeah, so I mean, you really, I don't want to call it pinching pennies. You're more like you're pinching quarters. All right, because the pen,
Yeah, because it's pretty significant, man.
yeah,
We saved a good bunch of money.
yeah, we did, and
Orange juice 2 for $4. We were like, holy
I was
shit.
like, I haven't
He's
seen
gonna
those
need that
prices.
orange juice with this
Yeah, the only thing
medicine.
that got my blood sugar going was
Yeah.
stealing orange juice from my parents' refrigerator. I'm a bad boy, bad boy, with the excuse of, but it got bad anyway, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
The Elk of Antioch. I bought a buzzer and buzz cut myself. The cheap one I
Ah,
bought broke, but the $60 has lasted 5 years, saving $25 every 6 weeks for five
that's
years.
great.
And yes, Hobbs, I remember the Floby because I remember that distinctly because when I worked at Stern's department store, that's dating myself,
Was
and
that a haircut thing?
the
Those
Floby,
clippers?
not well, the Floby sucked your hair up so you could cut it
Oh,
easier.
oh.
And my God, my department manager at one point, Jerry, who he thought he was a funny guy, used to joke around about the phobia. Yeah, you could get a phobia. And I was like, oh my God, you're just such an ass. But that was one of those seen on
Oh
TV,
no.
and it's seen on TV for I'm gonna guess
1995.
uh, earlier than that, early '90s. It was an early '90s thing, at least when it first was. Well, they had the Floby, then they had the spray on hair. I don't know if you remember that.
What?
Oh, you didn't know about that?
No.
Okay, I don't think it worked if you were blonde, but if you were like brown or black hair and you were having like a
Oh,
bald spot, they had the spray on hair, which like had like a little texture to it.
oh, that's weird.
So you sprayed on your hair, and it was literally like I guess like I would assume spraying on.
Silly string.
Yeah, I guess so, but with more painty like. And can you imagine putting your head on a pillow after
Oh
spraying your?
no, that's so bizarre.
So bizarre, so bizarre. So yes, spray on hair looked epic. The Elk of
Oh,
Antioch remembers it. Yes, I remember those commercials. It's like it looks so real.
wow.
I just would have been like, hey, you know what?
I'll have to deal with
I'll
this.
take the shoe polish and this I'll give myself a Gorbachev. I'll give myself a birthmark. Elk, you should not have bought a can. By the way, if you had bought a can, there'd be no pressure left in it these days because it's like
Hmm.
30 years later. Yeah, no, you wouldn't want spray on hairs. By the way, just a small note because I just mentioned working at Stearns. I worked at Stearns at one point. I ran the candy department. Uh, Jerry actually taught me how to order the candy, and then when he got transferred, that was my job. And one thing I remembered were the gummy sharks. And Jerry telling me, "Don't ever fucking order gummy sharks." He goes, "We have a lifetime supply here in Flushing. The ones we already have are from before you get in this job. I've already been at the department store for like four,
5 years.
4 or 5 years at that point. And if you took them literally and dropped them from like head height onto the cement, most of them would shatter. These were gummies.
That's crazy.
They were still sealed in their original 5 pound bags. And he goes, nobody wants this shit. And we're at Stearns today on one of the end caps.
I mean, stop and shop.
Sorry, we're at Stop Shop today. One of the end caps, I see gummy sharks. It was like a
In a
flashback
large
tub.
tub, yeah.
I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Oh, life experiences I let go by. Yeah, that's one of the ones that's okay to let go by, sir. You don't need every life experience. There are some that you can go, thank you, Lord, for letting that pass me by.
Yeah.
That's spray on hair, never needed, never will. Um, I will again. Props to my father for supplying me with Rogaine, but for me, this is probably a lifetime supply because I will never use it. Just saying.
You gonna return it to him?
No, because that would mean that I didn't accept his gift.
Ah, okay. So we have to
Oh,
recycle it.
yeah, you gotta like you have to understand these family traditions. It's like,
He's
oh,
like, I'm hooking you up, son.
it's like, no, you're not. Thank you, but no, you're not. Ah, so, no secret. Rach and I are both cancer survivors. I've spoken about
Mhm.
uh, my experience. I had Hodgkin's. Uh, oh my God, 2000,
Six, 5,
2000, I think
4.
2007, 2008, around then.
Oh, okay.
But I had Hodgkin's, which essentially has meant that I can't. The biggest effect for the longest time was that I couldn't be a blood donor. You can't be a blood because Hodgkin's is cancer of the lymph nodes, and it can get into the bone marrow. So just in case,
Oh yeah, it can metastasize to the bones.
yeah,
Oh, so I guess all cancers that metastasize to bone, which is probably all of them, because I know breast cancer
uh,
can also. Um, that that means they don't want your blood.
right. You're on the thou shalt not give blood.
Yeah,
This
and
better not be a money making way for you
yeah,
because you're gonna have to lie.
yeah, and it's interesting. I didn't even think of it when I was going through it, but apparently there's a registry, like it's one of those reportable illnesses.
Uh huh.
So like your doctors have to report it to the local health authorities, and so they do this so that they can track incidence of cancer in different areas, and it's also to um, I guess to like you know track what kind of cancers appear where, and all these
Right.
different things. And then so I got a communication this week from that like it's basically a state central registry of people with cancer. And so they sent me something about a study that was happening at a university further upstate. But I thought it was interesting because I was like, oh, they just give you this form so that this way you can opt out if you don't want them to share your information with the university. I was like, oh, I don't mind them sharing my information because I would do a study. I would, because generally they don't involve like, oh, you have to take this.
Right.
Often they're like lifestyle studies, so or just questions about what your lifestyle was like before cancer, all these different kind of things. So I didn't send that thing back because I'm happy to be involved in those kind of
It was an
things.
opt
And
out. It wasn't an opt in, right?
yeah, and with that system, it's always an opt out, so that this way, I don't know why they do it that way, but
I do because it gets them more.
it gets them
Most
more participants or
yes, you had
whatever.
the option to opt out, but I didn't want to opt in. But you had the option. I never got the mailing. It's not my fault.
Yeah, but yeah, I thought it was interesting. So we'll see what kind of study this is that they'd be giving the name to, and see if it's something that it could be good. Like, because often, oh, if you do get $50, they said something about $50 for like your
Fifty
time.
bucks.
Yeah, like, well, $50. All right, we'll do that. So it sounds like it's just probably gonna be a questionnaire. or something like that. Not that you have to like do anything or meet with anybody,
Right.
So interesting. We'll see what it is, but like those things just it makes me think of like um how helpful research has been to me in my cancer journey. I was reading an article earlier, like actually last night I was reading it about how exercise can help people who take aromatase inhibitors to be able to have less joint pain and fatigue. Um, like if you exercise regularly, you could have 20 to 30% less of those things. So I was like, I could use 20 to 30% less of, fatigue and,
Oh, who couldn't?
my joint pain. Um, so, because of course, like I found like new joints that hurt, but not that I
I didn't
ever.
know I had that joint.
I knew I had the joints, I guess, but I never had pain in them before the medicine, and so I figure, but yeah, strength training is something that really helps. So and I think I've been doing like a little bit of strength training, here and there, but nothing like what I was doing before cancer and want to be doing again. So, I've just started to ramp back up with it. So, yeah, I've been doing yoga all along. I've been doing, or for the most part, like pretty shortly after radiation, I started going to yoga, and then we always walk.
Right.
So, yeah,
Which is funny because my father thinks because the treadmill is always folded up that, well, yeah, Eric's not walking. I'm outside walking. That treadmill
if
only
it's a
to,
rainy day, if it's too hot out, or
yeah.
too much sun or whatever, you can, like, the diabetes leaves you very sensitive to heat, you know, and the cancer leaves us both pretty sensitive to sun.
Right.
Albinism, definitely.
It's like a bonus.
So yeah, it's like we use the treadmill like all year round, but for when it's not possible to do the exercise outdoors.
Right. And
And
besides,
and sometimes, like, if I just wanted
uh,
to be able to do that, if we didn't walk on a day or
right. I mean,
something. So
our dog loves for walks.
yeah,
But the thing is, like when I had cancer and we had to go the whole discussion of, chemo. Did we go? Are you handling it well? Did we go longer with it? Sure. Radiation.
hmm,
What are we going to do? Radiation. Radiation will have complications, and
yes,
Rachel's talking about research. And my thoughts were, it's like they're like, well, radiation can have, consequences. You may get secondary cancers or secondary illnesses
yeah,
uh, 10, 15, 20 years down the line. Well, my thought back then and my thought now is still pretty much the same. Very few things move as fast as the speed of science. Okay. The way the world was when I was born in 1967 and where we are now,
yeah,
uh, if this had happened, if this kind of advancement had happened 200 years ago, people would have had their minds blown.
yeah,
Um, so my attitude with my doctor at the time was, Doc, I'm fairly confident that wherever we are in 10, 15, 20 years is going to be further along than we are now. So at some level, I guess I'm willing to punt. I'm willing to take the benefit now for the problems later. Now I do have the problems later, right? I have uh, congestive heart failure, but it's essentially it's treated. It's in remission. My heart is just a few notches under working like a healthy heart. I know, scares me too to even be able to say that and think on that level. Um, So when you come off cancer, when you come off a long term illness, a lot of times you have to find ways to get yourself back to where you were. And it isn't just where you were, I don't know, employment wise or where you were socially. It's where you were physically with the exercising that you did, the walking that you
Hmm.
did, the
Because
physical
as you lose
activities.
these things, it gets to be more disabling than
Mhm.
what the cancer is.
Yeah.
Um,
Trust as somebody who's lost full range of motion, which and my full range because of the radiation, I have stenosis in the left shoulder, which surprisingly I have gotten a range of motion back over here, which I thought I never would. But by doing so, somehow I overcompensated, and now I've lost a lot of that range of motion in the shoulder that wasn't irradiated.
but yeah, it's also too like maybe
Different.
just like you have to stay working it. You have to
Yeah.
stay like doing like cars and therapizing it for yourself.
Yeah. And
It
yeah, it's easy to get off track.
is so easy, and then it gets to be really hard to get back on track because you know I don't know. I've been listening to this book. It's called The Joy of Movement. Um,
Anything to do with the joy of sex, which is another movie. I'm just
oh, and
that was a book from our youth.
yeah, the joy of movement is like about exercise and how people are able to find joy from this. Like at the part of it, she talks about sort of like the runner's high, or like when you do like some sort of endurance thing, like for more than 20 minutes. Like it could be yoga, it could be a lot of different things. It could be walking very briskly, but something that's a challenge to you.
Uh,
And it can trigger your um endorphin and really be a mood changer. And it kind of like goes into sort of why that is. And you know but I think as you stop exercising or you stop moving, that's when you kind of forget the positive feelings that you had when
okay.
you were exercising. And you're more focused on, oh, but it's gonna hurt, it's gonna be this, it's gonna be that.
Yeah.
But then like after you get back on it and you start doing it, you remember why
Yeah.
you're following up and why you continue to do it and why and trying other exercises that can make that happen too.
Well, you have learned something recently about yourself, and that when you try to, you have a long term illness, and we use cancer as that like benchmark because many of us can relate to that.
Hmm.
But again, it could be congestive heart failure. It could be whatever it is that takes away your abilities to exercise or move, and then you get it back.
Hmm.
And something that you just recently realized is
I realized that just like when we tell people when they leave detox, like you can't go back to doing the same amount that you used to do before you detoxed, you know, drug wise. You can't
well,
expect
I would hope
necessarily.
they don't go back. He said, don't go back to taking 6 hits a day. I can take it.
I mean, yeah,
No, I mean, don't go back at all. This is
don't go
different.
back at all, but if you do.
This is a bit different, Rach.
But yeah, so like there were several times where I tried to sort of like ramp back up, maybe not ramp, just like start back
Okay,
up.
it's not a
and
ramp.
and, and it
Ramp
wasn't a
is
ramp.
this you were doing.
I was trying to jump
I
up.
was here. I'm coming back here.
Yeah, I was trying to climb up there, and I would do it, and I would be uncomfortable for several days after. So I said, what, maybe let me ramp back up more gently, instead of doing the amount of reps and the amount of uh, sets that I would do. pre-cancer, I need to
You gotta work your way back
work
to
my
it.
way back up there.
Yes, in some ways, it's like learning how to walk
Hmm.
again. It doesn't take as long because you've already gone through the steps, and your body will start to remember. Your muscles will
Right, your
start
muscle
to,
memory comes back.
but you've got to
Hmm.
work your way back
Yes,
essentially.
yes.
And I found it interesting that Rach was like, I just realized I got to cut down my reps because this is killing me.
But
And
because I know I won't do it,
yeah,
So cut down the reps and then build them back in,
right. It's not a step back; it's a step forward. The step back is trying to do what you were doing before, and not doing anything because you can't
Yeah,
do it.
yeah.
That's the step back. It's a step forward if you're like, all right,
Well, and it'll help me manage the fatigue
yeah,
and the pain and the muscle and the sorry, the joint pain. As I do that, so there's only a win there.
only a win.
Hmm. I'm trying on Monday Zumba.
Now, what exactly is for the
I
uninitiated?
think Zumba is like a Latin kind of dance. It's aerobic sort of stuff, like not jumping up and down and whatever, but I think it's just they use the dance and use it at different and do it at different tempos,
Okay,
in order to get your heart rate to certain zones. And like any kind of movement is going to be good. So
so in other words, you're not going to look like you see very many men in Zumba. I'm just
I
saying.
don't know. It'll be my first time in Zumba.
Okay.
They used to give it. They used to give it out on in the summers. I think the city used to give it on 34th Street, like near Herald Square.
Oh, okay.
They used to like take out the tables. Yeah, because it's a pedestrian walkway there.
Right.
Um, they used to take out the tables and everybody would Zumba in the street there.
Zumba, Zumba, Zumba. Zumba, Zumba,
But
Zumba.
yeah, I think it's like has this like with different Latin dance steps that they do, and probably many other type of dance steps.
I'm just, I'm the curious type, Rachie.
Yeah.
Holy Hobbs, don't make me, dude. Uh, Mighty Hobbs just put $50 in the till.
Holy shit.
Exactly. Just
Thank
wanted
you,
to throw a little
Hobbs.
something your way for Red Meat Day or some spending money when you come to Texas or whatever.
Ah, very
So, are you talking
cool.
about the barbecue truck that's going to be coming to North Texas? Because we always get good barbecue, but if they're going to bring good barbecue to us, we're not going to say no.
No.
I know, but thank you, Hobbs. That is, I am speechless.
I don't know what to say either.
Yeah,
Holy
yeah,
shit. Except holy shit, thank you.
yes. Wow. Uh, you get a hug when I see you.
Yes.
You know, Rach has to stand in line though.
Mhm.
'Cause she has to wait. I want the first hug. Just saying.
Aw.
I'm just, hey, age has its privileges, and I am the older of the two of us.
Mhm.
There you go. Sounds like a good excuse. Oh man, I had a train of thought. Now it's been totally derailed. I don't. I
Yeah, I was just looking there. I was like, what is that red thing that's going by?
Yeah, and I love the coloring. He's right. It is like a red
Yeah.
meat day color.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually that looks like raw beef. At least at least where the Mighty Hobbs is, where it's a little bit darker. It's like you wanted your meat rare. We just kissed it with a little flame. And it's like, oh Jesus, it's still cold on the inside. But actually, we could do a red. Rach doesn't do much red meat. Rach is, you know, when
We all have
people
hamburgers.
when people go, I eat steak.
I
Right?
mean, it's
Yeah, if I who'd want to eat that shit. Although we did have a really nice filet mignon for Valentine's Day,
right.
and Rach was extremely happy
I
with that.
did eat that meat. I
And it wasn't just eat it. She was like,
enjoyed it
yeah,
because it was like it was cooked well, and it was, you know, and I guess the cut was very special because it
yes,
was tender, or
yes.
like I just always feel like meat is just too much work, like to get a steak in that, because you have to cut around like all the fat on it or the
The grizzle.
connective tissue.
I've never heard so much about connective tissue until I met this woman.
Like
I was like, connective what? Connective tissue. Look, it's connective
the
tissue.
fascia of the creature sometimes you get too. Like in chicken, it's more fascia that you get.
Fascia,
It's like the
fascia, fascia,
what
fascia.
it roll. How does it? So, how do you say it? Like so you have like your different parts of you. It's held together by this. It's just like the chicken.
So,
Different parts of you are held together by this
so, so
film.
if I was going to be a cannibal, I'd have to worry about the fascia.
Yeah. You would.
Okay, I don't plan to be any cannibal, but just making sure and checking, Rach, to make sure that we've got the cannibal stuff all accounted for.
Yeah, we have a lot of fascia. Human.
Fascia. I'm. It's a Brady Bunch reference, folks. You got to forgive me. I can't help myself. Don't do a spit take. I got my computer right here. I don't need a spit take on it.
I'm not doing that.
Okay, so yeah, actually, so North Texas is in less than a month and a half. We've got our tickets. We got a hotel. What I got to do is I got to get our plane.
Oh, so maybe in 1 month we'll do like a how to avoid
Concrete.
con crud, and maybe show some yogic practices, breathing practices also. They're yogic too, but we could show some practices that anybody can do to avoid
But
con crud and be able to like activate some of your endogenous
we are
virus fighters.
not, by the way, medical professionals.
No.
None of the techniques that we will show are to be used to treat any diseases, long term or short term.
We
However,
will show certain studies that
yes,
demonstrate that these things are helpful and
helpful
why.
can lower your chances
Mhm.
of contracting concrete, just like getting the stick in the arm can lower your chances of getting the vid. We're not going to prevent. Rate says prevent. Prevent no longer has that same meaning, Rachel. You can't stop nothing. Nothing gets stopped.
What would you say? Like maybe it's on par.
It's as good as getting the jab.
Or maybe if you layer all those things, it could be really good. I mean, I don't think I need another injection now, but
Which, by the way, and I think we've mentioned this in the past, but I'm gonna throw this out there. During
that's
during
just
the
me though.
during the height of the vid, and I go to a lot of different specialists, right? And they'd all go, "Did you get your COVID shot? Did you get your COVID booster?" And then my cardiologist was like, "You had COVID, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, you're good. You're done. I'm going to test your antibodies, but I'm pretty sure you're done." And then afterwards, he's like,
Yeah,
he goes,
my
"You could."
providers just stopped asking.
Well, he was like, next time he's like, "You could bathe in a vat of COVID and you'd be fine." I'm like, "You serious?" He goes, "Oh my god, yes." He goes, "You're good. No more boosters for you." I was like, "All right, thank you. I appreciate that." Now, yeah, nobody says anything. Did you get your flu shot? No. You want your flu shot? Yes. Well, not asking me about my booster.
No. Yeah.
So
It just kind of like stopped being asked about.
yeah. So it's just an observation, not saying one way or the other. It's just that again, I go to cardiologist, endocrinologist, a nephrologist, a podiatrist, an orthopedist. Did I leave anybody out? I don't know. Maybe. At this rate, who the hell can tell? But I go to enough specialists, and it used to be everybody asked, and now nobody cares. So, wow. So we may or may not, likely, but maybe we'll see. We're going to be trying to sneak away to the Poconos for a few days this coming week, which should be fun. We got we got a restaurant we like to go back to, the Ridge. We got to be there on a Wednesday or a Thursday for their
Should we
early.
make a reservation this time?
Oh, I'm
I don't want
anti.
nobody to refuse us. Nobody gets an excuse to
You gotta
refuse
wait next.
me.
You gotta wait an extra 2 minutes as we figure out where we're gonna seat you. We can't put you by the fire. But Wednesday night's going to be a very special live stream on Talking Crib.
Oh yeah.
So if you are at all interested in what is currently going on with one Ken Whitman, we have.
Is he going to come on and try to?
Oh, I'm sure
make amends.
No, he'll come on and try to. I've been reading some of the screenshots that have been shared of his PMs with people, trying to. You remember the was it Wimbley from Popeye? I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today.
Oh yeah. I didn't know the character's name. I just remember that.
Wimpy
Wimpy.
Well, Wimpy is.
I gladly pay you Tuesday for
a hamburger today. Well, that is literally Ken Whitman. So we are going to have an actor that has worked with Ken, I guess on Unmortal. Is it? I think that's the name of the movie. Was Unmortal with I want to say Jon Snow. It's not. It's not Jon Snow from.
Is that actor?
It's a pro wrestler, like a tier 2 pro wrestler.
Oh,
I guess. I mean, I don't recognize the name.
Oh.
But I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt and say tier 2. So there were some thoughts that I had about what was currently going on with Ken, that he had this not-for-profit for disadvantaged youths while he had his acting school going on the same property, and it was making this movie, and it seems like there was a perfect combination of all. So we will have, again, somebody's going to try to tell all. Generally speaking, if somebody,
we're gonna get to the bottom of things.
We get to the bottom of things. And
not me, him.
Rach will be in the background going.
I'll be in the background. Well, maybe.
What did Ken do? So it should be an interesting.
No, I'll be in the background, staying out of trouble. Maybe.
Okay, maybe. Here, yeah, you might need a few more bribes from Hobbs to keep you out of trouble. Again, the cat's leaving us now.
I'll just slip you questions.
Yeah,
from behind the green screen.
Yeah, ask him if he knows about the car that Ken was driving that apparently he was bragging about, but it was a test drive for 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, that was around the time that he was running he was running that big one out in Indiana, right?
Well, he had multiple. No, not a convention. He was actually running cons. Con games. No.
It was con games, but he was saying he was like running Gen Con or something.
Well, he was involved in running Gen Con in like the mid-90s.
For real?
For real.
Oh, okay, that's not a lie.
He was a TSR employee before TSR got bought out by WotC. He is somebody that when they do their TSR reunions at GaryCon, they hope and pray that Ken doesn't show up.
I don't blame them.
I'll make sure to tell the story that day of my first North Texas when Bad Mike and Zach Glazer thought I was being kidnapped by Ken Whitman and his posse at the bar.
Oh no, wasn't that at Gary Con?
Sorry, Gary Con. What did I say? Gen Con?
No, NT RPG.
Oh my God. Wasn't North Texas. Yeah.
No,
It was Gary. I'm 56, Rach. I'm getting too old.
that's okay. I'm here. I'm here, darling. Go
As
correct it.
I get older, I'm going to be going. My son. What's his name again? You know the Puerto Rican lad. That's my kid.
Oh yeah.
Some people call him Chris. What's his name again?
Little guy.
All right, little guy.
Little guy.
Oh, little guy. Yeah, that's it, little guy. Oh my God. By the way, I still remember with my grandmother when she was, and then we'll pull a plug on this before I go too deep in the weeds. But
Grandma?
my grandmother, she was like, um, and this is when we realized senility was starting to settle in.
Oh.
She was like, I just saw that thing. The thing? What thing? That four-legged creature that runs around the house like a cat. You mean the cat? No, the cat. All right, Ma. I think Marky needs to not be cooking for herself. On that note, yes, he was running. Ken's been running a long con for years, and when he cons too much out of one community, he moves on to the next. It's just his style.
He got games.
Games.
So we'll get to the bottom of them on Wednesday.
Woohoo! It should be fun.
I'll do it from the shadows, though.
The shadow knows. The shadows, but then only Rachel's blonde hair comes through. It's like, wow!
Well, it'll just be like really patchy. But I'll just like maybe write some questions for you. Slide them up there.
Excuse me, I got a text message. It's from Rach.
Oh, there you go. It'll be even better.
There you go.
I'll have to write. I can type.
Folks, thank you so much. This we have fun with this. If you can't tell that by now, you haven't been watching. I look forward to this every week, and then every Friday and Saturday, Rach and I are walking the dog or doing what we're doing. It's like, what are we going to talk about on Saturday? What's driving us this week? What's going to be our topic? What's going to be, and you all are why we do this. So thank you. Thanks again to Hobbs.
Thank you, Hobbs. Thank you, everybody.
I'm gonna give you a nice hug, but like a bro hug. Not too nice. Just gotta, just be sure. Folks, as always, be safe, be well. God bless. Roll those dice, roll them well. We're going to be back again here, Rach and I, next Saturday. Obviously, we never missed this unless we're at a con. And even then, we try to get in. Next Wednesday is the next live stream. We can call it the Ken Whitman special, but it'll certainly be special. And other than that, be good.
Take great care.
God bless. I'll catch you all later.